morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. Hey, Jake, how are you, my friend? And Traveler's here, and Tommy J's here, and Joe's here, and my wife brought me water, so she's here. Raymond, how you doing? I know Nikki was in earlier. ET, of course. Who else? Ron John's here. Cobus, glad you could make it. And if I missed somebody, let me know. I'm sure I probably did. And starting tomorrow, Chris, I might have to do this because I didn't ask myself if I could film myself, and it was kind of weird because I was yesterday afternoon. My wife took off yesterday; she wasn't feeling good, and she says, "Do you know about the new law that's coming out on the first?" And I go, "What new law?" She said, "You can't film anybody without their permission. You have to blur out their face. You can't talk about them without them knowing, even if they're whatever." And I said, "No, I haven't heard anything." So I sent it to everybody, and no one had heard nothing. And then this morning on Maggie, uh, I forget, it's Maggie's Journey. I forget the name of her channel that I'm subscribed to, and a couple other places I saw it. Said that, kind of said, yeah, there's a new law coming out on the first. And I haven't checked on the cassette and all this kind of stuff, but seems like it's real. I mean, my wife's usually pretty good, and then to have somebody back it up like Maggie, it kind of makes it maybe true, which would be kind of tough if what Maggie said was on her deal said that even if you're a criminal, somebody can't just come up and now I don't know what the hell they're going to do for news, regular news, but I think it's supposed to be for Facebook and YouTube, which could I don't see how the hell we've been talking about it all morning. How we're going to how they would enforce it. How would they enforce it? They might be able to enforce it on the street. If somebody's waving around a camera, but on the internet, I don't know. Maybe they have people that'll do that. If it'll generate them money, I'm sure that they probably will do it. But it was interesting because my wife had said it, and then all of a sudden, yeah, wow. She's usually pretty good with that stuff if it's coming from the government because she kind of, sort of, or she does work for the government. So, yeah, so interesting. People that talk about other people and like showing their clips and stuff on YouTube, and that's their main content is showing and talking about other people. And if they're doing it without permission, that could be they wouldn't have any more content, right? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, he was, huh? Cool. I wonder what did he have to say, Raymond? Do you know? Was it basically the same thing that I'm saying, or did he say something different? Yeah, like I said, when my wife said it yesterday afternoon, no one knew anything. I'm not either, Jake, to a certain extent, but people had said. I know that we were rapping about it this morning, and Mark had said something which I thought too, that declamation or whatever it is of the Thailand thing, that most people think that that's just for Thais. That's for everybody that's in Thailand. Me, you, whoever's here in Thailand. If you, say or do stuff or whatever, it doesn't matter whether you're Thai, foreigner, whatever you are. If you're living in Thailand and something transpires like that, the law is the law. And I'm talking about the old law. Now the new stuff, the same thing. Okay, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what is going to happen. I guess even on live streams in like outside, walk and talks and stuff like that, might be interesting because you're flashing the camera. What are you going to do? Ask everybody you walk by. Granted, they'll probably have masks on, so you won't be able to see them anyway. But for me, I would imagine that I would probably still have, just to cover my ass, if I have somebody come on, like let's say Jake comes on, and go, Jake, you're on, and we're going to be talking about each other. I don't know how you would cover your ass. I guess I shouldn't be too worried about it. Definitely not worried about it with the people on this channel. We don't talk nasty about one another anyway. But the people that do could be a problem. Could be a problem. like I said, I'm not big on any kind of censorship either. But like somebody, what was I reading? Somebody had said something. I think it was maybe Tommy J said, it probably got clicked off by somebody in the government, got filmed doing something that they didn't want to be seen, filmed by, and decided to come up with something like this. And it's the same thing like it was, and I don't know this for sure, but there was a time when Marketplace and Facebook, I think even in Thailand here anyway, you couldn't use Google Translate for like 3 months because something about the Queen or something, there was something that was translated and it wasn't nice. And I guess they put an end saying, okay, forget it, can't use it. So I guess Google had to go back in and must have somehow appeased them and said, we fixed that, and whatever. So it could have transpired that way. And, I mean, when I go in and I notice when Chuck goes in, when most people go in with a camera, like when I walk into a hotel that I'm going to stay in and I want to put it in the video, I always put it in Thai video. Is it okay? Video? Oh, yes. I've never had anybody say, no, go away. I'm sure people have, but I haven't. Not yet anyway. So it's going to be interesting. I was going to go out. I didn't do the motor vlog yesterday because I stayed with my wife. But I might go out this afternoon and do that. I was talking to Bobby about that and going maybe up towards Elephant Village. Hey, Robert. How you doing? So I don't know. So I put it in the caption this morning about the new law in Thailand. And I haven't looked at the cassette. I tried to kind of bring it up this morning on my phone, and like I told you, these glasses, I got to get a new pair of glasses. These glasses suck, and I couldn't read what it was saying. So maybe if Brock comes on, or if Jake gets a second, maybe he can look on the cassette or whatever and see if it says anything about it. It just is interesting. It could affect a lot of people if you've got to, block out somebody's face or ask everybody, because if you're walking down the street and you've got to ask everybody, somebody might say no, no, then you got to go in and blur out the face and do all that stuff. So it could be just extra work. It could be, it could be devastating to some people. To me, I don't think it's going to matter. It's not. First off, I don't depend on YouTube to make anything, so it doesn't matter to me. But people that do, I mean, it could matter. Some too. A lot too. Now, what's Traveler saying here? David, if I ever get a camera, you have my permission to All right. Appreciate that, Traveler. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I said, people could, and it's when James asked me to go out, and I didn't go, which I should have went. I wanted to see what the bar thing was all about in Pattaya. I said, well, are you going to film? He goes, yeah, we'll film maybe a little bit outside stuff, but we don't film anything inside. And that I can understand. If you're, a cheating husband and you're in Thailand and somebody's, filming inside the bar and you with, three girls on your shoulder, and the wife back home happens to watch that person's Thailand YouTube stage, I could understand. So, but James said it's kind of like no one does that. So, which kind of made sense. So they don't do that already. But there were people. There's a lot of people that, and I don't know. I only hear people talking about it. They talk about people that just have the hidden cameras. They hide them somewhere where you can't see them. Well, that I don't think is cool in the first place. But they could be taken down fairly easy. Let's see. E.T., we have been working on some other things like catching up on some routine milestones. I didn't hear, what did E.T. ask? What have you been doing? Oh, any cooking stuff? Yes. Medical stuff and silent time. for now. I'm looking forward to doing it again when I can. Yeah, I'm sure you are. But you're getting. When are you gonna come, Jake? Do you know yet when you're gonna try to come? I know they've been saying that they might blow everything off instead of like it was supposed to be July 1st. Everything was supposed to be gone. No masks, no nothing, no nothing. Everything normal come in. When you go, I forget, from pandemic to endemic, whatever it is, was supposed to be on the 1st. Now they're talking about maybe the middle of June. So the earlier the better. Questions? Any updates on the school donations? We gave them the okay to make the 114. I guess we're making the uniform for the teachers also. So they've got the go ahead on that. I don't know how long it's going to take to make them. See, they didn't go with like the normal mass distributors making these school uniforms. They went with they wanted to give the money to the local people, like, almost like my mother-in-law, give so many to this seamstress and let her make these and this one make that, and anyway, and spread the wealth amongst the people that aren't making as much money right now. So I'm hoping that it's going to be probably, I'm going to say the middle or end of next month. Those should all be ready, and then we'll do a thing on that. The stuff I have here, I just have to get to my with my wife, and we'll go deliver. The stuff is all here: the soccer balls, volleyball nets, badminton nets, badminton equipment. All that stuff is already here, and the tables. So we'll probably do that. I don't know if we'll do it this week, but we'll probably do it next week, Tommy. Thank you for asking. And it's all because of you guys, these little the stuff that comes in that everybody thinks is nothing or whatever, the $2, it all adds up, believe it or not. And then we put in a chunk of money every month to go back to Thailand. So it does help. And when we do it, everybody knows the ones that contribute and stuff. And I don't really go through and give everybody's name, although I will if everybody wants me to. I got no problem in doing that. But it all helps. We've gotten enough money to do stuff and help. I give it all, goes to my wife. She gives it, to Thailand. But it all goes back to, and mainly the kids. We haven't run across and went around too much, like I had talked originally about the one older woman in my wife's neighborhood that she grew up with. She did have a bicycle and a cart. Now she's too old to ride the bicycle, so she just pushes the cart around. My wife doesn't even know if she has a place to live or what she does, and so we probably will go, or she will go help her out. Hey Paul, how you doing? Good morning. Just somebody had just brought you up saying you were talking about this law thing. My wife told me about it yesterday, and I asked everybody. I asked Chuck, I asked Mitch, everybody, and no one yesterday knew nothing. And my wife told me yesterday afternoon because she was sick, so I stayed here with her and just hung out. And she said, "Yeah, it's a new thing coming in." So yeah, it's the same. I guess it's all a shirt, Robert. They're all shirts, and they're all the same. And the ones that they have are, according to my wife's best friend, who's a teacher there. They're really raggedy, really, really old. People don't have money to buy them, and they don't get enough money from the government to do that. So we'll see. Somebody said you were talking about that this morning, and yeah, I don't know how. I don't see how they could police it, but I don't know how it would be. Like I said, when I go, I don't do that many vlogs. You do a lot of vlogs. I've been watching yours actually lately, and I'd be more worried out there with a camera in my hand. But when I go into, the only time I really, if it's not on me and it's just a sweeping view of the streets or something, or from the car, most of my stuff is only when I'm going into a hotel and I want to show the people the hotel and give them a little review. I don't do reviews that well either. I'm not a very good vlogger, but I always ask, Thai video, and 99. I have never had them say no, no, I don't want. So because it's basically even me with with the amount of subs I have, it's still promoting their business, even if they get one person that watched the video to come there. Hey Martin, how you doing? Peace and love and happiness. You bet, brother. uh, let's see what it says. I think if they ask not to film, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's a given. The thing that I subscribed to Maggie, and she put out a short, and that was the first time that I'd seen something that had verified what my wife had said yesterday morning. But from what she was saying, that you can't even go on and say, like me saying, oh, that unseen Thailand, Chiang Mai, that guy's he's a this and he's a that, and boy, his videos suck, and you can't talk poorly about people either. And I know Mark had asked me this morning, and I said it a minute ago. A lot of people here, according to my wife anyway, my wife's pretty sharp. If you're in Thailand, the old law about defamation, I don't know if I'm saying the word right. I'm not that great on my poor English language, but it's for everybody that's in Thailand, not just Thai nationals, everybody. So if you say something bad about a foreigner or a Thai, it's the same thing. So as long as you're here. So I guess it would keep some people from saying nasty stuff about other people. I'm not really hip on any kind of censoring, but I'm in Thailand, so I'm going to do whatever they say. And I guess even if I have somebody on here that I don't really know all that much, besides the people that are on here all the time, I probably have to ask them when they come on, we're going to be talking about you and me and everything else. Is that okay? I don't know. I don't know how to cover it. Yeah, I think so too. Good common sense, exactly. I think it works if everybody would do that. I mean, because I was talking about before, some people, that's their basic content is showing other people and saying not so nice things about them, and whether it's all in fun or whatever the case may be, it's still, I would imagine, going to hurt them, if that's their major content thing. I don't know. There's my wife. Good morning. She's getting ready to go to work. She's feeling better today. Thanks everybody for saying hello. Hey Baldy, how you doing? Baldy put out a video today too, or was it yesterday? I can't remember. I'm horrible. I try to keep up on watching as much as I can. But you heard about that new law also. I don't know if you've heard about it or not, Baldy. And I really don't know everything about it. I guess we'll find out within the next day or so. You said someone had a video. Yeah, Maggie's Journey, and I forget the name. Maybe somebody can post the deal. I've been a subscriber of hers for a while. I don't know, a year or two. She's a local gal out of Korat. Nice lady. She did a little short on it. Too short, actually. She didn't give a bunch of information. But some of the information that she did give, part of it was, it doesn't matter whether you're a criminal or not. Now, does this law encompass the news? Are they going to, if they come out and say, oh, Dave right here was arrested yesterday and blah, 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 and say a bunch of stuff about me, can they do that? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. If somebody posts Maggie's, God, she changed her name. I don't know why she changed her name, but and I have a hard time remembering when people do that. I know James did it too, and he changed his back, which I'm glad he did. Chocolate Man in Thailand is a excellent name. But yeah, she did, and that's the only one. I had one friend of mine, when I sent out the stuff this morning, say that gave a deal of a guy that was talking a year ago about the laws like that, but I haven't seen anything besides what she said. I haven't seen anything from the government on Gazette or whatever. Nothing printed that this is what it is and it starts tomorrow. But maybe we will before the end of the day. I don't know. But it's going to be interesting. And like I said, I don't think it's really going to affect me. The people that go out and do videos to actually, make a living in Thailand, like maybe 20 seconds in Thailand, Rob. He basically is open about he's living here because of people, Patreons and everything else doing it. He's going to have to, and it isn't so much. I mean, you just got to be careful, I guess. If you're filming and somebody's face pops in, you got to ask them, I guess. I don't know. And then what would it have to be? Then the person would have to know who he was, report it to the police. The police would have to find the video, watch the video, find the person that supposedly. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna police it. Hey Jim, how you doing? It's a law stating that you cannot film somebody out on the street or whatever when you're doing without asking their permission, per se, pretty much. And you can't, which goes back to the old laws. Like I was saying, I can't put a picture of you, Baldy, up on here and, one of your videos and say, that guy is the worst vlogger I've ever seen. He's horrible. And, well, I guess you can't do that either. You can't use somebody's picture and then talk badly about him on any social media. So it's interesting. My wife told me about it yesterday morning, and then I heard about it this morning, or actually 6, 8, 10 hours ago or something. Whenever Maggie put it out, I don't remember exactly. I hear an alarm going off. Yeah, that's my wife. It'll go off 30 times this morning. I don't know why she doesn't. She's already up and in the shower. I think you could shut off the alarm now. I don't think you're gonna fall back asleep in the shower. But hey, it is what it is. Happy wife, happy life. Video coming out on time. Yeah, Pixel. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, it could be an editing nightmare if you're actually doing it to generate income and stay in Thailand. Like Rob, like I said, Rob's open about it. That's what he does. He's been able to stay here since he got here. How many 6, 8 years ago, whatever it was, with his $3,000-4,000 that he came with, has all been because of Patreon and people donating to him and stuff like that, which I think is awesome. If you like somebody's content and you want him to keep doing it, and he would be going home if if you didn't, why not? Why not? A lot of people don't like it. I don't think, like this could be brought. There's no, yeah, there's no privacy in public places. This is why police can install. Well, from what my wife said also, okay, if I install a camera and it's pointing at my front gate and it encompasses part of the street in front of it, I have to post a sign out front that you are under camera surveillance. I can't just put the camera down my street. I have to, make sure everybody knows that I got a camera here, which is okay with me. But so a lot of the stuff is changing. I can toss the camera anytime. Would phase me a bit. Yeah, I enjoy doing the live streams. I'm not. I wish I was better at the vlogging. I just don't seem to have or I haven't got it yet anyway. The knack of always filming something. Like the people I use, for instance, is James or Joe or Chuck from No Time to Be Sad. They're always, I've hung out with them. They're always ready. I'm like, oh, I left my camera at the, at the hotel, even when we went on the bike ride, So, yeah, I mean, it would kind of be. I enjoy watching the travel videos. I enjoy watching your videos. I still haven't been there. I want to go, so that's how I got to Kamala. I watched Rob. It wasn't necessarily that I thought he was the best vlogger in the world. I liked what he was showing, and if that's limited, and hi, the camera's right in your face. Yeah, it's a great place here. I can't show you it, but it's the most awesome place in the world. You'll really like it. Come, it isn't going to be the same. But I just, like I said, I don't see how they can enforce it. I don't see how they could enforce it. Hey Daniel, how you doing? Political correctness is spreading worldwide. Yeah, like I said, I think it's also, maybe it's a way for them to make a buck too. All they got to do is go on YouTube, and they could have one person sitting there, hitting the typing and sending out, messages to all YouTubers every time they see a YouTuber walking down the street, and just ask them, "Hey, did you get that guy's permission to film him over there?" And if the guy kind of goes, you know, 2,000 baht, send it here. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm guessing that crap now. Um, hey John, how you doing? I don't want to start doing vlogs. There's way too many good guys. Yeah, and that's the way I feel about the travel vlogging. I'll never do. If I go somewhere, like when I went to Koh Chang, I did the 3 videos on my family, going there. But that's just my family. They weren't big videos anyway. Although they did pretty good. But Chuck, I mean, he's been doing it for what, 5, 6 years. All you got to do is go to his channel and go to his videos and type in pretty much any place in Thailand, and he's got a video on it. So yeah, I agree. I agree, John. I won't do that. I like doing the motor vlogs, so I'll probably do those. And I don't think there's going to be a problem with that, because I'm going by at 20, 30 miles an hour, and it's just me talking, rambling like I am now. Are we going to have? Yeah, I don't know, Tim. I don't know. Um, yeah, see now, somebody must have asked Unseen Thailand. Daniel did. It must have asked him if he searched Thailand. Yeah, I haven't seen anything either. So, like I said, this is all hearsay. My wife has never been wrong, but there's always a first time, especially here in Thailand, because it could have been something they were going to do, and you're in Thailand and they're not doing it this second. So they might do it next year. Who knows? But yeah, walk around consent form. Yeah, even with you're filming the house. You have to go to all the workers that are there and ask for their consent to be in the video. I would imagine you would have to. And like I said, I don't see how could they police that. I don't see how they could police it. The police rely on privately owned security cameras to catch criminals. I've seen footage. Yeah, and my wife has a bunch of those. TOT, which is now NT, which is part of CAT, which is all government-owned internet stuff. They have cameras all over Thailand. So I'm imagining they do use those cameras. But see, like what I'm saying, if I put up, I've got eight cameras that are supposed to be installed in the house, which I haven't done yet, and 2 of them were going to be facing out front and down the street, so that I could see somebody going away or whatever. Well, that's fine, I can do that, but I got to put a big ass sign on the front saying you're under surveillance by a camera, which is okay. I don't have a problem with that. I think from what I have heard, it will pertain to those who express a desire not to be filmed and thought. Yeah, yeah. That would be the only way that I would think that they could semi police it, is if you're doing a video and I'm going, no, I don't want to be, no, and the police see it and they find me and they say, you want to press something. They have to find me, So that isn't going to be. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty distinctive looking. Just look for a fat Santa and they'll find me. But I don't know. And you're saying your wife told you the same thing. Yeah, it's weird. My wife's always been right on, but like I said, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch it unfold, because like I said, the people that basically most of the stuff that they do on YouTube is against other people, speaking poorly of other people. Just that would be affected. It would affect them. So I can see the sound of my shirt saying you're being recorded. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I've got cameras in my car. I got cameras on my Forza, front and rear cameras. They're there to record people running into me, or in an accident or whatever. So What am I supposed to do when I hit some or when somebody whacks into me? Am I supposed to tell them, "Hey, you're being filmed"? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I'm marking in the background, depending on what country you are. Expectation of privacy, but I don't know. It's very much gray area. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds, and I imagine it's going to unfold tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see what their intent was when it does, when and if it does get started tomorrow. We'll find out and see what it says. Let's see. Hey, Moonwa, how are you? Good morning to you. Um, I think. Hey, Chris, how are you? Thanks for coming by. Uh, Paul's saying hi. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Hey there, Mark Thailand. Cool. All right, question Joe has. I think it's more of a. It could be now. Like I said, when James had wanted me to go out after that meetup in Pattaya, um, I asked him. I said, well, "What do you guys do? Do you film?" He said, "We might film going down the street." But he said most no one films inside unless it's like right your whole head. Hey everybody, we're having a ball. Click and it's off. Nothing, none of that panning stuff inside the bars, which I totally understand. If I was in there and I was a cheating bastard or whatever, and my wife likes to watch Thailand videos, I wouldn't want someone filming me while I got a girl on each arm. Wouldn't be good. I can totally understand that. I can totally understand people that just don't want to be filmed. If they go like that, I would immediately shut my camera off. I've never had it happen, so I don't film that much. So I have a less chance of something like that happening. But I probably have done maybe 15 or 20 hotels, and every hotel or whatever area restaurants I'll ask to, and I've never had somebody say no. But even in the restaurants, I'll focus on me, my family, the food, and that's pretty much the video. Not looking around, because some people might not want to be filmed for whatever reason. Maybe they don't want people to know they eat. I don't know, but they can't stop you from filming beautiful. No, exactly. Exactly. And that's where Baldy's, what I like the best about him and Carl is my knees are shot, in case anybody doesn't know. I can barely walk. I mean, my knees are in pain for years and years and years. They need to be replaced. Robert will jump on me and say, you need to get that done. Black Sheep will too. And I do. But I watch them because I can vicariously live that part of that, going up that temple and that incline like this and climbing, which I would never and probably will never, even with new knees, will never be able to do. Finish a plate of food. Yeah, also I did, so the people that are on me, I did fill out all the paperwork, everything. All I've got to do is go get the bank notes that I need to send my passport away. So hopefully that'll get done today or tomorrow, in case anybody's interested. People worry about me here on my procrastinating morning meditation, for Joe. This old Dave rambling again. You wanna watch some of Joe's meditation? Yeah, and I don't know what is it. What I was thinking about was not so much the governments. Governments can do pretty much whatever the hell they want to do. But what about the anybody that's, let's see, what would I say? The governments can, but anybody else that's, God, I don't know how to word this. Let me think about that for a minute. I understand that they can, but and use it, but no one else is going to be able to, is what I'm gathering. Jim saying, for Bobby, I didn't see Bobby in here this morning yet. Maybe he's getting a old man nap in. But he does have his Friday vlog, and I think he's having Mitch on, and Fa on, and who else? Somebody else. Somebody enlighten me. Give Bobby a shout out. But yeah, so I'm kind of curious to see what 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 they're going to do. It's going to be interesting. I like I said, I'm going to be real interested on how they're going to police it, how they're going to keep people from doing what they're not supposed to be doing. Hey Chris, how you doing? Glad you could make it. If you just got here, if you've been here for a while, sorry I missed you. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know what's going to happen. If I do go out, I'm just going to do like I normally do. If I see somebody, and maybe I'll be a little more conscious of it. If somebody's walking by, I'm filming. Is that okay? You know, maybe I'll do that. But most of the stuff that I'm going to do out there is probably going to be motor vlogging, and they're going to have masks on. I'm probably going to be doing 15, 20 miles an hour, so you're not going to be able to see anything anyway. So we'll see. I don't think that they're going to. I think I said or like somebody had said in there. I think it's more for the people that don't want to be filmed. I think it was Unseen said that.
Baby,
Yeah.
mom make you early because mom will go to hospital.
Oh, okay. Yeah, leave over there. Yeah, if you would. Thank you. I always think these Thai people are the greatest. Cheers. Thank you for letting me do that. All right, I don't think, it's Unseen say, I don't think it will be a policing matter. It's going to be a matter of where, if someone wants to file a charge on you for filming them or not. That could be true, or if just so happens that there's a police person there and somebody vlogging and somebody says, hey, this guy's, then I guess that would be all right. And like I said, I don't like any kind of censorship, regardless of whether the people that are doing it, whether I like them or don't like them, saying stuff about people. But to each their own. It shouldn't affect too much. Like I said, I don't mind. I never have minded somebody calling me Fat Santa and Gandalf. Really doesn't bother me. When somebody makes up lies about me and says it, that bothers me a little bit. So if they're truthful, I mean, I'm kind of fat and I kind of look like Santa. So I don't have a problem with that. But if they're going to get watched, or somebody could say, "Hey, this guy, put me up on there and called me all sorts of names and this and that," it might get kind of dicey for the person that's doing that. More hidden cameras. Yeah, some people do that. I've never seen it. I've only heard about people talking about vloggers that have went around. With hidden cameras. I've never actually seen them. Mark and Thailand will be hard, but they have to track them down. Yeah, I don't think there's too many of them. I think that there were some, and like you're saying, I think they've been caught or shut down or something. I have to keep. It's not fat. Yeah, big boned. Yeah, I always said big bone. Of course, when I was younger, I was big bone. But of course, I worked out every day and had sports and stuff until the knees were gone. But does Miss drinking Kool-Aid? Is that what that is? I don't know. He cracks me up sometimes, or she. Johnson, you're just a happy person who has the image of Sam. Yeah, like I said, I think that's the reason I've been here in Thailand for almost 4 years. And on the scooter, I always wear a helmet, but I've never even got waved over. And I've been through hundreds of police stops and never once. And I think it's because they're thinking, no, we don't want to be pulling over Santa Claus on his vacation, bad karma. My kids won't get any presents. But they never do. But I don't know. I try to keep a good attitude and have fun. And like I said, I don't mind somebody saying that. I mean, I've been called a lot worse, trust me. It's in the issue once in the public domain. It's out there. Someone made the point to track them down. But it's worth the effort and then worth the price. Yeah, it's going to be, I'm kind of interested to see which way it's going to go. What are they going to do? I think what it's going to be is the nasty bastards are going to have a hard time, doing what they like to do. Um, it's going to be hard for them if that's the case, and I think it pretty much is anything. I mean, I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see. And some people will just say, "Screw it, I'm going to do whatever I want to do," and that's fine. But they'll probably get shut down, So if you're bashing, let's see. If you're bashing me, you're leaving everyone else alone. Yeah, that's true. Guessing it will never be a priority with the police. I don't think so either. Hey, Uncle, how you doing? What did I watch of yours? Your pump video. Interesting. That was you were having fun priming that above ground pump. Um, I have the same. I had the same setup on mine. I changed it and I got a submersible in there now. But I'm probably going to change it back. I don't know. I did want to get to with you because I want to try to. I know that there's videos out there on putting it through rock and carbon and all that kind of crap and getting water good enough. Because my water is murky, smelly. I thought it was going to be good, but it wasn't that great. Conspiracy theory of filming. This was created by lawyers. Only ones who will benefit the people. Yeah, yeah, they will. I'm sure. I mean, there's going to be some people out there that are going to profit by this, and the government might be one of them. But more than likely, the other ones are going to be the like what was that Jurassic Park? The blood sucking lawyers. Um, I think that was Jurassic Park. Um, hey Jay East, how you doing? Glad you could make it. It's sort of the golden rule: if you wouldn't want your grandmother to see it or hear it, don't do it. And that's what I try to do on here. Every once in a while, we cuss, and my mother doesn't. She knows I do them, but my mom's getting old. She doesn't watch them too much. It's more for I've got young grandchildren, so maybe after I'm gone, they might look at grandpa, and if I'm up there going F this and F that, and it's not going to be too good. Do I get carried away once in a while? Yeah, I usually try to take those videos down and get rid of them because I'm just like everybody else. I can get pissed off. Hey Dowlow, how are you? Good to see you. But it's going to be. Oh, you're in Thailand. Very cool. Where are you at? Bangkok? Where are you going to be? I think you're going to a province, right? Province? So I always have a problem saying that. Hey, Brock finally made it. He woke up. I had visitors, and now looking after grandkids. Cool. It's always fun. Grandkids are awesome. But let's see. Mojo. Yeah, where are you staying, Dowlo? Are you going to be in Jomtien Pattaya area, or are you going? I thought you were going someplace else. I think, if I remember right. My memory's not that great, but yeah. So we'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day, the 1st of May, when this is supposed to transpire. We'll see what happens. I think it's the ones that are going to be down get your nails done by Fa. Oh, there you are. Okay. Ah, your wife's house. Okay. And I'm not going to butcher that name. I'm horrible with Thai names, but I'm wondering how far is that from me and Surin, do you know? I'm trying to find a place that's semi close that I can jump on the Forza and talk my wife into letting me get out of town for a couple of days. Oh, okay. Oh, so it's right outside of, it's part of Bangkok area right there. Okay. Well, still, I might be coming to Bangkok. You going to be there the whole time, or you going to travel a little bit? If not, maybe we'll try to meet up because I want to get to see Mike's. Chris is supposed to eventually get to Bangkok. I want to meet. I want to meet Dana and you if you're there, and whoever else is there. Mitch is always over that way too. So yeah, I think so. It's going to be real difficult, Brock. Real difficult. Bronx travels just woke to freezing. It's getting colder. Yeah, you guys. I know Brock. He runs his wood stove. I don't know what you have, Chris. I got about 8 inches of rainfall. Wow, 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 wow. Well, that's good for your water collection, right? What do you collect it off of? Just one roof and into those. Like I thought that me personally, I thought that one container, your final water container for the house, was small. But is it just it's just you and your wife, right? See, I got me, my wife, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and the two kids when they're here, and I'm getting well. I've got two 1,000 liters. I just haven't put the second 1,000 liter in yet. But I thought it looked small to me. I'm going, wow, because my wife takes showers. The kids they're kids. I don't know what to say. We'll be around Bangkok for a couple of weeks, then we'll be traveling around visiting family. Well, cool. If I don't make it while you're there and you're visiting this way, stop by and I don't want to bother you while you're visiting family, but maybe you can duck out for a soda or beer real quick for half hour or something. I can buy you lunch or something. We'll see what happens. You let me know. It's freezing here too. Yeah, I just talked to my nephew. That's the one that bought my house up in the high Sierras above Fresno, by Bass Lake. I think it's starting to warm up there. Because what are we in, June? We're just coming up on June. So May. Yeah, it should be. It should be warm. I'll have to find out. Yeah, that was an old container, but I just cleaned it and used it because it's better just the two of us. Yeah, it's fine. It fills every couple of days. Yeah, I bought my green one that isn't so good. I bought when we first started doing, or right at the end, right when they when they punched the hole. I bought it, and it was cheap. It was a cheaper one, and then the builder bought me the one that's in now, and I've got two pumps. One I've got to have repaired. They're like brand new. They're probably under warranty. And then I'm going to use one as a backup. But I do have a submersible down in the well right now, and I'm thinking about doing some kind of filtration so that I can at least fill up, because I don't know how it is where you're getting way more rain than we're getting here in Surin. And the 3 years that I've been, almost 3 years I've been here in Surin, we've run out of water, and not just ran out of water for the day. I was buying water for 2 weeks at 500 baht a truckload, and I think they were 2,000 liters trucks or something. And it was expensive, with all them there. Not horribly expensive for me, but it was expensive. I'll leave expensive there. So I'm hoping that I can get that other tank set up there, have a valve off of that I can open up so that the water doesn't stay there and get stagnated, but always at least have 1,000 liters of backup. And if what I call the city water goes down, I can use that. But I got to have some kind of filtration. I was thinking about those big round deals that have the 3 and whatever, but I don't know. The problem that I have, which you don't have, is you've got land. I don't. I'm limited to space on what I've got here. But I have to figure out something. Okay, cool. Well, I look forward to it, Dello. Jake, thanks, Jake. Thanks for the reminder. Jake's on top of pretty much everything, always. Hey, Douglas, good morning to you. But yeah, so I got to get started on that, because if we don't get rain, that's when we get into problems. We got a lot of what I call reservoirs that just pretty much went dry that one year that I'm talking about. But it seemed like even the other year we were out of water for only a couple of days here and there, and throwing out an extra 500 baht for water 2 or 3 times during during that season before we got some rain was not really that big of a deal. But I punched that hole with the intention of having backup just in case that happened. So it would be nice if the damn thing worked. So I'm going to have to try to work on that. Build a pool on your roof, Dave. Yeah, I have a lot of extra water. Yeah, I mean, pools in the past, I've had pools most of the places that I lived. And I'll tell you how once when we had the big earthquake in uh, Reseda, Canoga Park, I forget what year, years ago, the big one that hit Southern California, where all the devastation was right where I lived in the San Fernando Valley, Northridge. I think they call it the Northridge quake. I lived in Simi Valley on the top of a big rock, and it jumped around a lot, but it didn't. It didn't move. It didn't move very much. And I had a big giant pool, and I had an older executive motorhome, and we were out of water and stuff for almost 3 weeks. And I used the generator until they got us electricity, which was like 3-4 days later. And we used the pool water to flush the toilets. We used it for pretty much everything. So having a pool is not a bad thing. '89, yeah, I was there for both of them. I think it might have been '94, Traveler. I don't remember. Or '88, '89. I was there for both of them. '88 and '89, I think I was, how old would I have been? Yeah, it has to be the later one. It has to be the '94. I think that was the Northridge quake. And it was really weird, too, because all the houses and stuff that were facing one way did fine. All the houses that were facing this way, all their walls went down, cracks in their walls, foundations, and I'm talking walls, I mean around their yard, block walls, cracks in foundation and all sorts of stuff. My mom was in Reseda, which is right there, but she got lucky. You were there too. Yeah. It was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah, that's why. What was it? That movie with Will Independence Day, where they're shaking and they're saying we don't even need to get up. It's not even a .5 or 5.0 or 6. It's a nothing. And that's the way it got to be with me living in Southern California anyway. What's Bill saying? Good morning to Bill. Douglas is saying. I really enjoyed walks around the city. Yeah, I got to get out and walk more too. Did I miss anything tonight? When the World Series was on. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember the year. I'm horrible with that. My memory going back, that far. I don't remember. And my short term isn't that great either. It really bothers me that I might have problems with that. Really kind of scares the shit out of me, actually. San Andreas, yeah, they're still waiting for the San Andreas to cut loose. When that does, that might be one of those things where you got oceanfront property in Arizona, that song. If the San Andreas kicks, man, it's gonna Frisco will fall. I mean, it'll be devastating. And where I lived in Agua Dulce, the San Andreas went right through the where I lived, went right through there. In fact, that's when I bought it. It had to be 1994 because I would have been married, or right before I got married. We got married at that house. What happened was my wife had got a chunk of money from her mother, and she came to me, and we'd only been together not even a year. And she said, I have this, what do I do? She didn't know what to do with it. I said, I don't know. If it was me, I'd buy a house, put it into some real estate. And she said, well, where do you want to buy a house? And I said, well, with all the freeways and stuff down, we could probably get a a real good price on 5 acres and a decent house and everything, and not too far once they get the freeways and everything back up to come in for work. Well, she wasn't working anyway. so it didn't really matter to her. I was the one taking it on, but we ended up buying an Agua Dulce, and we ended up buying 2 or 3 places there over the time we were there. But still love that house. Still there partially, I think. They tore it down, and I think they were going to build big stuff. It never fails in like horse property areas. People come in and they want to build these tennis courts and all this kind of stuff, and then they want to complain about the person next door that has horses and it smells and there's flies. I never understood that. But all the good areas, of course, are like that, and pretty much that's what Agua Dulce is happening there, I think. I haven't been there in a long time. All right, Paul, take it easy. Paul's taking off. For the pool, I'm doing a fiberglass will be between 400 and 600,000. Yeah, you're doing a big pool too, right? I think, Tim? Real big. Mine's tiny. Or will be if I ever get around to it. Hey, Gary, what's up? Good morning from cold memory. I know everybody's saying it's cold over there. I was flying and had the World Series on radio school in '89. San Francisco was shaking like crazy. Yeah, I remember that too. They stopped the game, right, for a while or something, or I vaguely remember that now that you say that. You have the San Andreas. Hey, Randy, how you doing? Crack rigs, I'll go ahead and wish all my best right now. Yeah, it's going to be, when it ends up going, it's going to be something, that's for sure. It'll definitely be headline news for years. Even a single tower in the corner of your yard, the largest cement rings, about 8 high, will have a huge impact on the quality of water. I'll have to get together with you. Maybe we'll do some kind of a phone call or something. I'll figure something out. I'll find your email address and ask you about that. Cause I'd like to do something. Like I said, I spent quite a bit of money on putting it in there. I'd like to use it. Plus, it'd be nice to have an unlimited supply of water. Tim, that is a good price when your house complete the progress. Yeah, because I think that now Joe put in a liner, Tim's putting in a fiberglass, but I want to say Joe's was probably about the same size. I'm guessing, maybe Tim knows, and I think his was 1.1. It was over $1 million, I think, for that. Check Peter's Pool and Udon. He has a website. There you go. Invite y'all over to my house. Tim, I'm looking forward to the house party. Yeah, me too. I'll come that way. I think he told me he was, but I'll let him answer that, Douglas. I believe he drinks it, if I remember right. Could be wrong, that mine thing. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Joe's is I don't like that. Now, maybe if I saw it in person and whatever it is, that liner in my mind is like, I'd rather have something fiberglass that I know is going to last 30, 40 years and I'll be dead than I'll let all the rest of the family figure out what the hell they're going to do with it. His pool is smaller. He told me about 1.3. That sounds about right. I think I was going to say 1.2, but that sounds. Yes, it's drinkable. I think you had it tested. Yeah, there he put in as tested. Cool. I got to do something. I mean, like I said, it wasn't a fortune, but I spent money to put that thing in. Now, eventually, it was supposed to be solar from the beginning, but it ended up being high voltage now. But I want to try to get back to getting it on solar. Would be nice. I'm trying to keep your hair healthy to keep up. How's the grandchild? I hope well. I'm sure well. I miss having a pool. I don't. Yeah, exactly. It's always nice if you can, at least if you have the pool that you can afford to have somebody take care of it. Although my brother, all the pools I never had a salt pool, and my brother has a salt one, and he swears by it. He does a little test once a week and throws in some salt or something, and that's. He says the upkeep is very, very easy. He's got one of them crawlers too. I mean, he might sweep it once a month. I don't know. But he said that it was pretty easy. This little one, that's 4 meters by 3.5 meters or 4.5 meters, whatever it's going to end up being, that I'll take care of. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But if it was a bigger pool, I would definitely have to have somebody. I wouldn't want to be bothered with taking care of it. It can be high. Yeah, I agree. Memory is overrated. Yeah. Future experiences. You got that right, brother. I yeah. I just I don't get scared of much. In my life, I've been pretty lucky. But tell you what, man, it's kind of eerie that I saw my aunt go through Alzheimer's. I know that there's some people on the channel that are dealing with that. I think Paul's one of them. His brother. He's taking care of his brother. But it's not a nice one. I don't mind hanging out. My wife wants me to hang around forever. Even said she'd change my diapers and all that kind of stuff. But I don't want to be a burden on anybody. When it's time to go, I'm ready to pull the pin and be done with it. I would never do it myself. I don't think, unless I was paralyzed from the neck down. I would somehow figure how to off myself. But otherwise, I would hang out. She wants me to hang out forever. She'd just, I'll take care of you till you're, whatever. And I don't think it's supposed to be that way. I don't think you're. It is in Thailand. I mean, Thailand, she'll take care of her mother and father no matter what. No doubt about it. And I think that's a great thing. But also, I think about with me, anyway. I want my kids to enjoy themselves. I don't want them to work their whole lives and, fight and save and crimp and buy houses and put away savings and do all that kind of stuff oh, thank God I'm retired. Now let's go take care of Dad. It's like, I have to change his diapers. I don't want my kid changing my diaper. So I guess it's to each their own. I mean, I just, when it's time to go, I'm open that I get taken. So we'll see. I know my father is worried because I always had such a smart mind. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies, thinking about maybe having that. God bless my aunt knew at least who I was. She didn't have it bad enough to where she'd look at you and go, "Who are you?" She always knew who I was. She just she'd ask the same questions over and over again, which were fine with me. I'd have sat there, as long as she knew who I was, I'd have talked to her all day about the same thing, what time it was, and who owned the house, and was this my house? And I answered that question 500 times. I would have answered it 500 more. I loved her dearly. But hopefully the future experience doesn't include any more grinders. Yeah, knew that was coming. I didn't think about that. Very good, Black Sheep. Yeah, when you picked up that grinder in your last video, the one with the well pump, and went over and was going to cut that PVC pipe, and the water started flinging up, and you said maybe electricity and water aren't going to mix well. That was a smart decision. You got a great. Yeah, I do. I think it's rare for American women to have the attitude about their husbands. I could be wrong. Yeah, it wasn't so. Do I think that my wife that passed away would have taken care of me? Yeah, sure, she would have. But it's like, I think she would have even taken care. She was always taking care of everybody. That poor woman watched everybody around her die. My nephew's mom, Carol, who was just a super woman, and she was best friends with my wife. My wife was there helping out, taking care of her till she died with her arms around her. Her brother, her mother, her father, her brother, she went down to Simi Valley, which is about 5 hours from me, and I was working. She never worked from when we first met, but she was used to working. She worked 2 jobs. But she was down there, and she went down there for 3 weeks. He found out he had kidney cancer, and when you get kidney cancer, it's like a death sentence. There's no pain. You get pain when it moves into your other organs. So by the time you get any kind of pain, the kidney cancer itself is in stage 4. So there's not much that they can ever do about it unless they stumble across it accidentally. And he was a great man, too young. I want to say 57. And she was there for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something. And she called me up. She was pulled over in Simi Valley, that's where he lived, on the side of the freeway, just crying her eyes out. She called me. She said, Danny was standing out front waving to me, and he was in tears. I was in tears. And I said, well, go back. It's fairly easy. I can go back and stay? Yes, of course you can go back and stay. So I went down there every weekend. On a Friday afternoon, I would blow out and go down there, and I would always, I think I told this story before, I would stop at Costco and pick up he liked the king crab legs and seafood stuff, so I'd buy like $130 worth of that stuff. I think he lasted 6 months. After 3 months, he looked at me when I came in one day. He said, as much as I hate to say this, don't do that anymore, Dave. I said, why? He goes, everything, they had him on chemo pills. He said, everything that I eat tastes like cardboard. So he goes, I'll be damned if I'm going to eat $100 crab legs and have it taste like cardboard. I said, all right, Dan. So she got to stay and watched him die, and then I got to watch her die. So lucky me. Yeah, I'm lucky with what I have, boy, I'll tell you. And my wife now believes that this one here on my arm, there she is, can't see her too well. I can't figure out how to do it. Helped her. She prayed to her every day I was in the hospital, and please help him if you can. And she considered her an angel or guardian angel, and so everything just fell into place. And she swears that this one here put us together, which could be. Who am I to fight with, about something? I'm just happy to have her. That's for sure. This is an old joke. Remember, it's a joke. And Asian women walk behind their man in America. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's an old saying, but it wasn't so much. It's just that, like, I love this one dearly, but the stuff that my wife now does for me without me even asking, I would have to ask, and my wife would say, go F yourself. Lovingly, she would tell me to go F myself. Did she do a lot for me? Sure, but nothing close to what my wife does for me now. Not even close. Alexi the second, those days are long past gone. Well, except for the walking all over part. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I dated a lot of Asian women when I was younger. I always thought they were beautiful, and they were Korean, Chinese. Some of them I don't even know. They might have been Thai or partially. I don't know. I don't even know back then when I was younger if I knew where the hell Thailand was. But they were beautiful to me. So it was an easy, but they were Americans. They may have been from Korea and China and stuff like that, but they've been in the United States longer than my family had been, So they were Americanized, I guess, to say. But I'm just happy that I don't know if I never dated any other Southeast Asian women than my wife. So I don't know if Filipinos are the same, if people from Cambodia, Vietnam I know is fairly, they have that type of attitude. I think it's all the same, I guess is what I'm saying. If somebody knows or have dated, I know he's probably not watching. His wife just got back from the Philippines, so she's been gone for a few months, Gracie. If you guys are watching, hello. He's in love tenfold. He says he's the luckiest man in the world, but I'm the luckiest man in the world. He's second luckiest man. Mike's a good man. And she's a sweetheart from what I understand. I'm looking forward to meeting her when I do get to go. Traveler saying, I'm hoping that I can be in Thailand when I become infirm. Taking care of my wife has kept me I bet, Traveler, I have already picked out a facility I want to, and just working on getting there. Yeah, if anybody knows how to help Traveler She has MS, right? Am I right, Traveler? For years, he's taken care of his wife, and both her and him want to come to Thailand and have the money, have everything to live here and live a good life and all that kind of stuff. But it's very expensive to get her on a plane, and I guess and the oxygen and the taking care of her and whatever. And it's such a long trip; it's hard to get her here. So if anybody knows of anything, James had popped in the last time we talked about it, and had known somebody, put him in contact with her, but it didn't quite work out. But you never know. So if somebody knows of somebody or knows of a way or knows of people that will help, by all means, get a hold of Traveler through me or whatever the case may be. I would like to see them both here in Thailand. Would be awesome. I'm a person of faith that believes your wife was guided by her previous. Yeah, she believes it, and I have to say I believe it too, Jake. I mean, it's just uh, uh, like I said, man. I couldn't have orchestrated. Besides my wife still being around, I couldn't have orchestrated any better way of ending my life than everything that's happened to me in the past 4 years. Um, just unbelievable. That's why I'm living well is important. If you have an accident and you're unable to euthanize yourself, everyone needs to understand you need it done. Yeah, see, in the United States, Greg, I had friends because I rode. We kind of had a little group that if you went down and you scraped up and broke bones, no problem. But if you were paralyzed from the neck down and that kind of stuff, it was time to go. Give them the nod, and it was taken care of. I don't know anybody like that in Thailand, but I'm sure that I could manage. I'm hoping that don't happen. If I don't start taking better care of myself, it's going to be a massive heart attack and dead before I hit the ground, which isn't a horrible way to go. But I want to hang out. Maybe mid 80s would be fine with me. 85, that would be all right. Um, let's see. Great to be thinking and planning the future. Yeah, he just seems like such a great guy, and his wife was, from what he's telling me, she just kind of from watching and hearing my voice and other YouTubers' voices and stuff, going, okay, maybe Thailand would be pretty awesome. So they both want it, which is just that's the hardest part. You got to get your significant other and well, like my wife, oh, it's a third world country. They're pooping in the streets and the animals are running around wild, and no, it's not like that. Getting that part of it down was hard. And he's got the hard part down. She wants to go just as much as he does. It's getting here that's the problem. Once my wife walks beside me, I have to pull her sometimes when she's next to me. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I love my wife to death, and like I said, if you would have asked me when I came here 4 years ago, um, whether I thought anything like that was even possible, I'd have laughed at you, going, "Yeah, yeah, right." Just talking with Mike's at the moment. I bet he is a very happy camper. um, she was diagnosed in 1990. Wow. Um, yeah, he's been taking care of her for quite a while. Virtual hugs, yeah, definitely, definitely, from everybody. The only way I get to heaven is how my wife's go to. Yeah, my mom is a Catholic. Um, Up until recently, she's 89, I think now. Till before the virus, ever since I could remember, up at 5 o'clock, 5:30 to church, 7 days a week. She would take the Eucharist, the communion, and help them out and go to the hospitals and give it to the patients. She would sit and read to the people that were dying in the hospital. They called them, God, what was it? There was a name that they had. They had no relatives, no family at all, and would do that. And then my mom was in charge of what I called the death brigade for St. Joseph, the worker. That anybody that died, she was the one that put everything together and helped them with the flowers and the this and the that, and did all that. She doesn't do too much of that anymore, but she's devout, so she's it doesn't work that way, but she would definitely I know has put a few words in. I know my husband. I know my son hasn't been that good, but maybe he's a good man now. I don't know if it works that way. You're a good man. Yeah, he is. Most definitely. Old school. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, the best decision I ever made was not sitting at home. And like I said, it was not because I felt uncomfortable because I was in the big house by myself. Did I feel her there? Most definitely. My problem was I'm not a good sleeper, and I'll wake up 30 times in a night. And every time I woke up for a split second, I thought she was alive. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She's dead. And after that, I said, no. This was in November, beginning of November, and I was supposed to go back January 1st. I had a bunch of stuff already put in place from when I was there a week earlier for 2 weeks. And I called up the airlines, rescheduled my tickets, took off 2 days later with 3 suitcases, and have been here ever since. That's been almost 4 years now, when November comes around. But best decision I ever made. Just the luckiest guy around. Raymond, I was going to do that. What did Raymond say? Yeah, you were gonna do that. My wife told me that I have to do my own. Yeah, exactly. That's what my mom says too. And my wife. My wife was really, this wife was really, really. She was a Christian, and the Christians and the Catholics. I don't know. It's pretty much the same thing. The New Testament is the same. The Old Testament's different. But they don't. Either there's going to be a whole bunch of Christians that don't get into heaven, or there's going to be a whole bunch of Catholics that don't get in because they have different books. And anyway, that's religion. We don't want to talk that. But she was like I said, it was the best thing though. Just want to scroll around the yard. Don't get them in Australia. Cool. I got to say one thing for the religion was when we found out, because I only knew that she was going to die 3 days before she died. From that point on, they came in, they told us, and she went out, and I said, you don't want to hang, do you? I mean, really? Because he said she'll live 3 days, or maybe 2 weeks if we keep giving her the antibiotics and stuff, because her bone marrow stuff she had no immune system. Anyway, she said no, and I seen one little tear. That was all I saw, and thank God, because if she would have lost it and said, "Oh my God, I'm going to die," and then I would have lost it, And I know she did a lot of that for me. I'd ask her, because I told the doctors, I said, listen, I don't want you to just jam her full of morphine so that she's just completely incoherent. I want to talk to my wife the last 3 days of her life. And they said, okay. Well, I said, I don't want her in any pain, but I don't want her completely out of it either. And they did a good job in keeping her there. And that was it. I'd ask her, are you scared? Nope. I know exactly where I'm going. I said, okay. Are you in any pain? Nope. I'm fine. I'd ask her that 20 times a day, and then 3 days later she was gone, and it was like devastating to me. I was in shock. I don't even think I cried that night, but in the hospital I was just like in a daze, because first off, I hate to talk about death, but anyway, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get her cremated. I didn't know who to call. I called my mother, 10 hours away, and she couldn't really help. And, having to put all that stuff together and getting her picked up at the hospital, and it was a nightmare. And that's the one Carol that I told you went way too young too, that I said was a good one. It was funny, not funny, But she was this type of woman for her kids. She didn't want her kids to go through anything. So I remember Danny was the brother. Danny was her ex-husband, and then she remarried. And my nephew Jeff, Danny was his dad, and Carol was his mom. Or both of them. They're both gone now. And Danny actually she fought pancreatic cancer for like 5 years. I mean, the woman she was this big around, but she was a rock, man. And Danny had found out and died before she did. So she's over there. I remember when we had hospice coming over and talking to us, Carol would kind of weasel her way over there and want to know exactly what they're saying, and she's writing notes and all sorts of stuff. And, what the hell are you doing? Oh, no, just, being prepared. And when she died in my wife's arms, all the kids were there. And she went, finally. She had this book that was supposed to be opened when she passed. And she opened up that book, and everything there from, okay, I'm gone. You need to call this person, this person, this person. This person's already paid to come and get me and to do this, and all the way down to where her final, the church is, all you got to do is call and talk to this one. They had it at a deal. Anyway, she was phenomenal. The kids were like, we don't have to do anything. It's all here. Mom did it. Just amazing. Amazing. Anyway, we'll get off the death subject. I know I'm going to heaven because hell doesn't want. Yeah, me, I always said, hey, if I go to heaven, I'm going to know nobody. All my friends are going to be in hell. So, although I don't know if I want to burn. Do I deserve to? Some of the stuff I did? It's marginal. Of course, if you completely, according to the Christians, denounce everything, your sins and all that, you're forgiven of everything. I find that hard. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Glad you could make it by. Let's see what Craig's saying. If you could choose the time and manner in which you die, but you had to do it in the next 10 minutes, would you? You mean, would I choose? Would I die in the next 10 minutes, or I just have to decide in the next 10 minutes? Because, like I said, probably be the easy and quickest is massive heart attack and dead before I hit the ground. No burden on anybody, no nothing. Of course, I'd rather wait till maybe I'm late 80s. Would be nice. I hate spell check. Yeah, me too. I admire the Buddhist religion. Just struggle. Yeah, I'd like to know more about it, Dallo. I don't know enough. Dave, Tommy J brought you good advice about your knees. What is the situation with the knees? I'm still waiting to talk to the doctor. I think I go the next month, like the 10th or 12th. And as soon as I see the doctor, I'm going to have him schedule me to go see whoever he thinks is the best orthopedic surgeon. I guess everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it? Just notice a scrolling banner. Seems like I've heard that same message before. Yeah, I like to do it in the beginning and during the whole show. I want everybody to know. Let's see. Just as I never say goodbye when visiting family, I always say we have to leave early in the morning. I don't want to swing by in the morning on the road. Yeah, a lot of people don't say goodbye. I got a couple of buddies that don't. They don't do goodbye. Let's see. Raymond, will you do this little squirrel or something? Slightest bit scared. They were always my favorite. When we would go up into the Sierras, where I ended up living up there by Bass Lake. That's where we went as a family for 2 or 3 weeks every year for 10, 12 years. And all the squirrels there were used to all the people. If you brought peanuts and the houses that we'd rent after we went to the camping phase and into the little better camping scenario, we'd put them up on that. They'd finally just come and take them right out of your hands. They were awesome. And I had squirrels when I was a kid. I had ones called George and Gracie from George Burns, and that's how old I am. And my dad was a tree surgeon, or my stepdad, and he cut down a bunch of trees. And during certain times of the years, the squirrels would be there, and we used those little bottles that they would get like on baby showers and stuff, and we cut that off and fed them milk. And they used to sit on my shoulder and watch George and Gracie's show or whatever it was, Burns and Allen. Burns and Allen, I think, was the name of it, and had them. So we had squirrels, and we'd given a couple of them away, and ladies just spoiled the shit. I've never seen such a squirrel at like almost 30 pounds. This lady would fed this squirrel chocolates, and the thing was this big around and this long, without the tail, and a gray squirrel. It was huge. I want to say maybe it was 15 pounds. I don't know. It was huge. If I'm missing something, guys, let me know. I'm trying to catch everything. Pop quizzes. Uncle Craig, get me 2 or 3 19-year-old girls. Yeah, that's Joe. They'd kill you, Joe. That would be it. That would be the way you want to go. I could choose a manner in which I die, but won't say. A family channel. Joe will. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've changed my. When I first got here, like I said, I was depressed, and wasn't out to kill myself or anything like that. But I lived life. When I drove my scooter, I drove it on the edge. I wasn't worried about dying at all. Never, nothing. Didn't want to. Wasn't going to try to put myself, off a cliff or some kind of crap. But definitely lived it to the fullest, And then after I met Nitnoy, it was like, wow, man, maybe I got a second chance at, at having an end of days, an end of my days. And now, as long as I have my faculties, if I can't walk so well or whatever like that, that's fine. But as long as I've got my faculties, I want to hang out as long as I can, because she wants me to. She wants me to hang. So who am I to fight with her? 3 Western Logic. Ever since I was in Colorado. This one, like I said, was just a big fat squirrel. All that lady did was feed it to like See's candy. The See's boxes of keys. What is it called? Now I'm gonna miss it. She had candy. That might be feeding the squirrel. What do they like to eat? Peanuts, I think. Peanuts. They were any kind of nut. They'll like. And I don't even know. I mean, obviously the chocolate isn't like for dogs and kill dogs, because that squirrel would have been dead a long time ago, because pretty much its basic diet was chocolate. Like squirrel, pan fried. Oh, acorns. Time to take care of the wife. Gotta go. Tell her that we all say hello, and we're hoping that you guys find a way to Thailand. Would be awesome. Looking forward to meeting her. So, have a good day, traveler. You're the man. There wouldn't be much to eat on this little squirrel. Yeah, they don't have any in Australia. Or the snakes eat them all. That could be, or eat any kind of. We had them. I think they were called gray squirrels. I think they were gray squirrels. And most of the stuff up in the Sierras, they were gray squirrels too. And that's pretty much the bigger of the squirrels that I've seen. But they were friendly as hell, and no one ever bothered them. I mean, they, especially up at a lake that everybody was going up there to have a good time at. There was no, everybody was like you are, having fun feeding them. Everybody's saying bye to Traveler. Okay, I don't think was Andy here? I didn't even see Andy. Hey, Andy. And another one's it's cold and rainy. You guys need to get back here, Andy. Yeah, acorns, Chris says. Yeah, that would work. But any kind of peanut. I know they got a bunch of peanuts. Yes, definitely, Douglas. You're saying it. In Georgia, they did. They'd eat anything, anything. The biggest thing that I had in Georgia, they used to string catfish nets across some of the rivers and stuff and pull up 300 pounds of blue cat. They were blue, and the biggest feast that I had was a whole folding table full heaped up with catfish, and then another smaller table heaped up with hush puppies made with real kernels of corn in them. They were the most awesome things in the world. It was the only, and that fish was probably the biggest thing when I was in Georgia. Most of the stuff that my grandmother made, my stepfather's, whatever, she was my grandma. She canned everything. She had a garden and stuff, and it was almost like being a vegetarian. But they did have fatback, which, if you guys don't know, is a big hunk of pork fat, fried. It's almost like, it's not like a chitlin because it's got a little bit of sort of meat on it, almost like a pork belly, but I don't know, that was the closest thing they had to meat. The rest of the stuff was okra and tomatoes and beans and, anything that you make up. If you actually looked at it all there, you'd think it was a vegetarian meal. No squirrels in Australia, mostly marsupials like koalas and kangaroos. Makes sense. We had a flying squirrel in our tree here, and funny little. Yeah, I see them. People that have them as pets. I think they're flying squirrels. -29 Celsius in Melbourne. Question. Okay, there we go. And Dave, did you ever go to Jungle Land in Thousand Oaks? After it closed, they had a few rock concerts. I saw Canned Heat. I never went to the concert. I did go to Jungle Land once, but I never went there. The only thing that we ever did when they opened up Magic Mountain, we were the first ones to go hike all the way around, hike over the fence in the back, and sneak into Magic Mountain. We used to do that almost every weekend. Person saying, yeah, flying squirrels. Yeah, I guess they keep as pets, right? Sugar gliders, other pets. Is that the same type thing? The little creature with the big eyes. I asked my wife about it the other day. I said, "Man, that'd be kind of a." Of course, the dogs would go absolutely crazy. They wouldn't dig that at all. I had a cockatoo, big one, and about 9 years, I guess I had him. And I thought about, it'd be nice to have another one. And my wife said the dogs would absolutely go crazy. In Texas, we have cat squirrels, grays, fox squirrels, red, rock squirrels, black, and flying squirrel. You cover pretty much the gambit. Hey, how you doing, Fa? Glad you could make it. Hope you were feeling well. Sugar gliders. Okay, so it's the same thing, same type thing. They look kind of cool. I mean, I seen them on shorts and stuff like that, and then the lady would hold her hand up, and thing would come off of the door or something and fly across the room. Rocky the squirrel. Let's see, Aaron Hill. We had 2 sugar gliders. My daughter smuggled them out of memory. Oh, okay. So are you allowed to have them here, Douglas, or no? Because I know, what are the ones you're not allowed to have in the U.S.? Those little rat-like things that run around on the floor. I forget the name of them, but you're not supposed to have them. I'm saying they're different. Tommy J saying hi to Fa. Any loving Thailand weather? Yeah, I bet, Della. Especially if it's there. Fa saying she's good. Good to hear. You're gonna be on. You're gonna go on Bobby's show on Friday, Thai time 7 p.m. Correct? I think so. I think Mitch is going. I forgot too. There's somebody else that I shouldn't have forgotten. But if you can enlighten me on who else is going to be on there with you besides Mitch, I'd love to have my mind reminded. Wow, that's some determination hiking. Yeah. Talk about a long hike. We were young kids. We had no money. You know, we it was expensive back then for us to go to Magic Mountain. Yeah, prison. I hope we wouldn't have went to prison. Uh, Chinchilla, no, it's God, I wish I could remember the name. I'll remember some. Ah, I'm horrible. A lot of people have ferrets, ferrets. I don't think they're legal to have, or at least in California. I don't know. I wasn't supposed to have my red belly piranha either, and I had those. So I guess you could have. Thai nomad. Okay, okay. Thank you, Fa. Now I remember. And Fa saying hi. Everybody's saying hi. Always nice. Awesome. And let's see. Gerbil. Yeah, I think those are legal. I don't know. Never had one, but I think they're legal. But the ferrets, they weren't legal for some reason. I don't remember exactly why. But let me get a drink of water here. Excuse me. Yeah, ferrets. They weren't. A lot of people had them, but they weren't allowed to. You know, they weren't allowed to. But Did somebody answer the question? Are you allowed to have those little? You said somebody smuggled them in from Myanmar. See, here it is. Douglas said. So you're not allowed to have them, Douglas? Did you answer? You probably did, and I just, just la 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 right by. Let's see. Ferrets are allowed here in the States. Aren't allowed. No, are allowed. Well, years ago in California, were they not allowed? I don't remember. I remember them not being allowed, but I could have been 50 years ago. I don't remember. Maybe they made maybe they changed. But I can't have any of those. The one I had a huge, if you're familiar with cockatoos, I had a Malaccan, which had the almost peach colored fan on the top of their head. They were probably one of the biggest cockatoos, if not the biggest. And he was, it took only like 2 years. He was a breeder and had killed his female. And he was a mean bastard. And finally one day he kept on coming after me. And I said, you know what? You want to bite the crap out of me? Bite the crap out of me. And I just stuck my hand and he jumped on my freaking arm and lifted his wing up and started scratching him and laid his head on my shoulder. I mean, him and me we were buddies. But my wife said the dogs will go crazy. But I really enjoyed him. And he wasn't supposed to live where I was. I was up in the high Sierras. We got snow and freezing conditions, but I bought him with his big giant cage and breeding box. It had probably 14, 16 inches of shavings in there, so he could stay warm. And I kept the light on, outside to make sure everything didn't freeze and stuff like that. And he lived for, I want to say 8 or 9 years. He was a good boy. Aaron's saying they sell them here in pet stores. Kelly always had stupid laws. Yeah, no shit. We did, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Douglas says, Dave, you can ham them. It's just illegal to smuggle. Oh, okay. So if you go buy them in Bangkok, cause I think I saw something like that in Bangkok. If you buy them in Bangkok, you're fine. I guess I got my fish. That's probably I'm gonna have to be happy with my fish. Uncle Jed's granny makes a mean squirrel. Yeah, that's true, didn't she? Yeah, she did. She liked that. And then when they got to Beverly Hills, it was roadkill, I think. And in the South, I mean, they'll eat, like I said, in Hartwell, Georgia. They'd eat just about anything. But the best I had was that fried catfish with those hush puppies. That was awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah, Fa will eat pretty much. She'll probably eat squirrel. She'd have to. If she went to the South, she'd she'd have some interesting foods to eat. But Let's see. Let me see. I guess I'm caught up. Well, that was pretty good. And still 30 people here. So anyway, did anybody else hear anything about the new law since I've been rambling for 20, 30 minutes? We were talking earlier about the not filming in videos people faces and stuff and talking poorly about them. So we'll see what happens. Uncle Craig, the first Wednesday of every month was squirrel and dumpling when I was a kid. Yeah, I mean, even in when we went to San Diego, we shot some rattlesnake. My uncle had a big giant piece of land outside the outskirts of San Diego, and we used to go shooting at it all the time. That was when I tried to kill anything. I don't want to kill anything anymore. Fried squirrel is great. Pressure cook them first. Let's see what Aaron has to say. Got about 4 large blue cats still left in my earth pond. I need to pull them out. They're muddy up. The water's bad and eat everything. Yeah, I'm almost positive they called them blue cats in Georgia, and they strung a freaking net across a river and pulled up. God, I'm guessing 200 pounds or more, 300 pounds, and they were all like this, and then they just stripped them all by hammering them to trees with a nail through their head and ripped their skin off and did whatever they were going to do to fry them up, and it was awesome. Let's see. A shorter list would be what Thais don't eat. Yeah, exactly. I'll have to agree with that too. I'll definitely agree with that. If I watched NDTV's latest vlog, eats squirrel in a new place. I guess I missed it. I haven't watched his newest video. I wonder what he's going to do. I wonder what a lot of people are going to do. Like I said, we talked about it earlier. I don't see how they're going to police it. It's going to be hard. But I think, I forget who it was, unseen from Chiang Mai, I think, said it's probably going to be people complaining about something and turning people in or doing whatever. No, I asked Google and I didn't know about the filming. Yeah, I still don't. Like I said, my wife's always been right on this crap, and he was saying that unseen Chiang Mai was saying same thing. His wife told him, and then like I said, Maggie put out a video. If you guys aren't subscribed to her channel, maybe somebody will put up. Hey Bruce, somebody will put up the link. She put out a video, a little short. I think I want to say 10, 12 hours ago or something, and about it. And basically what it says is supposedly what it says. I haven't seen anything from the government or whatever personally. That you can't just go out and film without asking people's permission and that type of stuff. And you can't like if I was to pull up Bruce's picture from one of his videos on my screen and start bad mouthing him, I could get fined by the government. So we'll see what happens. Aaron's saying, I started with 20 in the pond, donated them to the neighbor every year. We don't eat them. We prefer the bluegill and other pan-fried fish there. My wife likes the tilapia. I like the tilapia too. Can you buy the bluegill here, Aaron? And put it, because I'm going to do that tilapia or fish pond, maybe 2 of them, because it looks like we're going to get about 3 rye in Ubon, and I like bluegill too. I like crappie. I don't know if you get crappie is some of the best panfish that you can eat. I don't even know if they know what a crappie is here in Thailand. Maybe they do. I don't know, but crappie's some good eating stuff. And if you're eating bluegill and stuff, you know what I'm talking about. I never did possum. I did armadillo. All right. Fa can replace your beautiful face with what? I'm missing. Sorry, guys. Went hunting rabbits with a buddy as a young man. First rabbit. being shot, screamed like, yeah. I hear that. And like I said, when I was younger, I'd kill anything. If it moved, I killed it. And now I cry if I hit a squirrel, or something. I shed a tear. Um, hey, Lewis, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Uh, let's see. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious to see what they do. I don't know about bluegill there. Yeah, I'm sure they got some kind of a sunfish. They've got to. I can't see them not. But I would imagine crappie would. I don't know if they'd grow in the same temperature water like tilapia does. Yeah, is that what they like? Cold water? I don't know that much about them. I caught them in. And yeah, usually they're in a little bit deeper water, jigging for them, so they're down a little deeper. So maybe they couldn't survive, but they sure are good eating. One of my favorites, I think. Time to go home, get ready to work. All right, I'll see you. On one of your lives, or I'll definitely be on Friday night at 7 o'clock on Time to Get Going's live stream, and Fa will be there. Thai Nomads will be there, and Mitch will be there. So it will be a good time. Have a good one. A good day, Fa. Um, Happy to meet you. Yeah, in your more mature years. Yeah, I mean, we used to run over into Thousand Oaks and up in the hills and all that stuff over there when I was young, and in Simi Valley too, and we'd go right over the hills in Simi Valley, right up there, and start shooting whatever we wanted to. Now it's all homes now, but we used to run around quite a bit in that area and quite a bit in the other way in the washes and stuff out towards Santa Clarita and that stuff. And you used to be able to just run amok down there with three-wheelers, quads. Mainly what we had was Baja bugs back then, and have a ball and a fire and a cookout, and no one messed with you. Now they'd probably shoot you if you went down in there. Can't do much. I'm glad I grew up in my era. That's for damn sure. And I'm happy to be alive in Thailand and get to do what I get to do in Thailand. My wife has been excited about the giving the okay on all the uniforms, the 114 or 15 of them. So she's been a smiling bundle the last couple of days. So there's, like I said, those should be done in 3 weeks for all the kids at the school. It's just, I don't know. Thailand's awesome. We have a great, or I have a great time here. People that they give people crap about telling people to come to Thailand and all that. Come. I mean, like I said, if you're not going to, you guys have heard me a million times. If you're not going to retire in your own country, at least come for 3 to 6 months and give Thailand a try. Maybe you'll get lucky, like me, and be able to have some fun on YouTube. Be able to help Thailand, and have a beautiful wife and a Thai family, and a house now, and a car, and basically whatever I want. But like I said, 4 years ago, I would have just called you a liar. You shouldn't talk like that. That's bad. But it's awesome, no doubt. We'll see what happens with this new law supposedly too, because even like when we go to bring the tables and the volleyballs and all that kind of stuff, I guess I'm gonna have to be careful and ask that. I know he won't have a problem with it. But the teachers, and make sure maybe I keep the kids out of it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm hoping that we'll find out more tomorrow on what exactly they're going to do, because the best thing to film there is the smiles on the kids' faces. I mean, and they'll get donuts again, and when we bring the other stuff, they'll get donuts. So it's a bunch of smiles. That's what it's all about. Hey, yeah, exactly, Bruce. You don't even have to be lucky. You just have to be intelligent to a certain extent, and just logical. Like I said, if you come to Thailand, and if you can't tell that a woman sincere. And could you be fooled? Sure. You could be fooled in the United States. I was 2 or 3 times I was married there. Any place in the world. But it's usually, they're not, the stuff that I've seen, they're not really trying to hide it when they're trying to get money from you. Oh, yeah, you're a handsome man. Can you send me 10,000 baht? I need it. My mom's sick. You know, I mean, wait, I've only been talking to you for a whole 10 minutes now. Maybe it's time to move on to the next one. So I think if you do something logical, if you come here to look for a significant other, whatever the case may be, a travel buddy, someone to have fun with, whatever, man, everything's right here for the taking. You just need to, like I said, be a little bit logical and stuff about it. What does monkey taste like? I don't know. The only time I ever seen, what is that one that, was that an Indiana Jones movie where they were eating the brains of the monkey while they were still alive or something? I don't know if do they really do that? I don't know. All right, I'm reading Uncle Craig saying, I'm reading where ferrets are by permit only in California and Hawaii, all other states not it. That sounds absolutely perfect. What I remember of California. If I wouldn't have been born and raised there, wouldn't have had an air conditioning business, and then ended up getting the 5 or 6, 7 years that I did as a building engineer, basically as a retirement, and get to retire at 50, I would have never been in California. I would have went probably to Arizona. The laws and taxes and everything in there were just brutal. So all the people that didn't live there, God bless you. Second outermost planet. Good thing. What did I miss? Chris. Black Sheep saying, filming school kids is a big no here in Sydney. I'm saying the second overmost planet now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the I like to see the smiles on their faces, man. And especially with my in-laws and stuff there. But I don't think I'm going to, and with all this stuff that's going out now, anyway. And it doesn't make a difference. I mean, they're extraordinary, man. I mean, like I said, the one kids that we got the last time, they were all laying on the floor, writing and stuff, and they were the only ones that didn't have tables. So I think they felt like the black sheep of the school. So when they got tables, boy, they were just I don't think you could have pulled down into a grin. It just would have never went. Let's see. Yeah, the aunt that I took with us to Bangkok when we went there, she has these big giant white rabbits, and I guess her nephew or something talked her into buying them, and he was going to raise them, and she got stuck with 8 of these gigantic rabbits. And I guess when she got back, they had babies and stuff, and she was trying to get rid of them. She was giving them away, but she didn't want people to eat them. Big white, beautiful rabbits, but I don't know how you would keep people from eating them. I know a lot of people had that problem with. My buddy had some kind of a constrictor. I forget what it was, and after we coached Little League at 18 years old, my brother and his brother, and after the games we would go over to his house, and once a week we'd feed him, and those little, what do they call them, pinkies? They're like little baby rats or mice or something, and people would sell those and stuff, but they're going to be pets, right? You're not going to feed them to a snake. Oh yeah, they're going to be pets, and people would believe you when you say it. But I guess whatever makes them feel good. I'm horrible. Am I rambling, everybody? It's almost 2 hours. I'll go another 5 minutes, and then and let's see. Aaron saying you can get the bluegill there. Cool. Thanks for the info. I will, because I like little panfish. I like the tilapia too. A lot of people have I don't know, bad things to say about tilapia, but if I'm raising them, I know what they're eating. I don't know, how could they be bad? I did get the pink ones, and I know that Craig has a bunch of them. I'd be kind of interested to find out, Craig, what the percentage you think got eaten out of the, how many you put in total, which is in the thousands, and how many you think survived to be, you said you didn't know, but the bigger ones, some of the birds would leave them alone. I'd be curious to know how many survived. I like fried rabbit. A lot of people like rabbit. That's what she's afraid of. She didn't know I put them in the marketplace because she didn't know how to do that, and but she was afraid. I don't want people to take them and kill them and eat them. And I told my wife, "Well, how are you going to do that?" But yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that I would imagine would be why they don't want you filming. Hey, Brock is here. Where's the little
Morning,
one?
all.
I'm planning on
Experiment this morning on my new Samsung tablet.
Ah, I used Bangkok Bank, Dowlow. It was easy. You have to go to immigration and get well, you can find out from the bank. The best way to do it, go to Bangkok Bank, say, I want to open up a bank account. Have them say, say, what exactly do you need? And the one thing that they're going to need is the where you're living there. It doesn't have to be, it could be your in-laws' house, your whatever it is. Verifying that you live there, and your wife could help you get that, and that should be all you need. And supposedly they're supposed to be free, but they'll charge you probably between 200 and 500 baht for one. And if you want to buy a scooter, you'll need one. If you want to get a driver's license, you're going to need one. So I don't know how much stuff you want to get taken care of when you're here, but I like Bangkok Bank. 3.5 years and I've had zero problems. Yeah, they do get bad press in the U.S., you're right. And Tim says Bangkok Bank for him also. Aaron saying hi to Brock.
Hey, Aaron.
Bangkok Bank has the easiest. Yeah, I didn't have any problem. Like I said, the only thing, Dalo, that they did with me, I wanted to open up a second bank account. And on my tourist visa, they would not let me open up a second bank account without a long-term visa, whether it be retirement, education, whatever. A long-term visa. As soon as I got that, they opened up my second bank account, no problem. I didn't have any problem with them at all. I will not eat the rabbit. You want the rabbits, Joe? No, you may have to visit a few banks, plus you need a residency certificate and apply in the province you are living. Yeah, because, and also, I did get to take it out. What they'll do, it's really weird, is as you use, that's why I got the second bank account. My first bank account is from Kamala. That's where I got it. And when I would use that, when I was here in Surin, they charged me like some stupid fee. It wasn't a bunch of money, 20 baht, 30 baht for using that bank account out of my area, something like that. Okay, so I got another one. So yeah, I would definitely get it in your wife's village there or your village, whatever. But I like Bangkok Bank, and like I said, they have a branch, I believe, in New York. So don't need to go. All right, Joe. Take it easy. Have a good one. And let's see. Chris is saying Brock looks and sound. Right? Here sounds better. What did you do?
It's just on the Samsung tablet.
Okay. I think it's better. I think you're right, Chris. Sounds good.
It's got a pretty good quality camera in it.
Yeah, it looks good. Bangkok Bank and Udon Thani deals with rings all the time. They're very helpful. Yeah, and I think the only thing that I really had to have was my passport, of course. I think I had to have copies, but they'll do that for you probably at the bank. Was that residency deal, and you can get that at any of the immigration offices. But yeah, you shouldn't have a problem. My wife's got all 3 or 4 of them. Whatever bank, the pink one, the yellow one, the brown one, the polka dot one. She's got them all. I don't know what it is. I know the AdSense account that comes out of this goes to her bank account, the pink one, I think. We opened that, or she opened that up. It's her account. She opened it up when she went to get the loan for the house. They said you need to open up a bank account here. So I think it's the government. The pink one's the government bank. Passport and a letter from immigration. Yeah, I think so. That's it, right? I mean, it's easy. And the same thing for. I don't know if you're going to buy a scooter. Like I said, you need that same letter for for buying a vehicle, and for getting your license. Which I do have my license now. I don't know. I told you guys that, right? I got both of
Just
them. I
need your
feel my
passport
one.
now, Dave.
Yeah, yeah, and I've got it all done. It's all sitting in an envelope. All I've got to do is go get bank drafts. One for 4,450 baht, and one for 200 baht. And I decided to go ahead and get the card and the passport. I don't know why. And drop it in the mail. Send it off to Bangkok. And 7 to 10 days is what I think Chuck had to wait, and that's what Bob, my friend in Udon, he waited 7 to 10 days, something like that. What's that, Douglas? Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's never the same, right? And Douglas knows. The one bank branch here is going to tell you, "Oh, you can't get one on a tourist visa," and the next one's going, "Oh yeah, yeah," and they'll tell the other one, next one might say, "Oh, but you need this, this, and this," which has nothing to do with what we just talked about, you know. So, yeah, visit to the one you'll probably get lucky enough that you'll walk in and they'll help you. I hope anyway. All
I'll have to
right.
try when I get there this year.
What's that?
I'll try again, open a bank account, see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time for me. I opened them up years ago. But like I said, I've had nothing but no problems whatsoever with Bangkok Bank.
I might have to
All
take
right.
our village chief with me, see if he can sort
Yeah, there
things.
you go. Yeah, they were, when I got mine, the first one, it was just me. Couldn't speak, couldn't say nothing. Fresh off the boat. I mean, nothing at all. And I went to the bank. What they did was they couldn't explain to me that I needed a certificate of residency. So what they did was they blocked out one that somebody else had submitted with their name and stuff, and took a picture of this, and they said go to immigration or on my phone, and show them this, and they will give you what you need, and then come back and see us. So that's exactly what I did. I went to immigration. They said, "What are you here for?" I showed them the picture. They said, "Okay, sit here," because I had to go to Patong. They don't have a immigration in Kamala. Went over there. I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour later, I got out of there, and I was in the process of buying a scooter too, and I got an extra one, so I got three. And I guess they last like 60 days, 90 days, something like that. They last a little while, and then they're no good anymore. But I don't know what you're going to do if you're going to purchase a scooter, or what your plans are. But if you're going to get a license, a Thai license or anything, you're going to need another one of those. And it was weird too, because the last time that I went, they actually had me. I said they gave me two. One was for my license, and what was the other one for? The yellow book or something. Anyway, they showed me that they were different. So they had actually put on there, this is for buying a motorcycle, this is for getting a bank account, this is for whatever. So if you want to think ahead a little bit. Yeah, how's the weather? I think cold. He's asking you, Dowlow.
It's pretty cool here, Dallo.
Took you 2 tries to get yours, Aaron? Yeah, I guess it took me 2 tries, because I went there and they didn't know what I was talking about. And then to one branch, and then the other branch I went to, they knew and helped me more, and let me take a picture of the blacked out thing so that the immigration knew. And then by the time I went there, the actual time in the bank maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, and I had my account. So it wasn't a all day process or anything. But what is Douglas saying? Followed by what? To jail and followed by deportation. What was that for? Robert saying hi to Randy. All right, guys, it's 2 hours. I think I've rambled enough, and I think I still don't know. We did another one. I did one at 4 p.m. 2 days ago. I think on the same day that I did the morning one, and I still got to figure out. I mean, we got maybe 20 people, but we got some new people from the UK. So I'm gonna figure out whether the next one, it might be 4 days from now before I do a 7:30 a.m. one, and I might do a 4 p.m. one in 2 days. So I'll try to put it up as soon as I decide and let everybody know. But thanks everybody for coming. Robert Mack, Chris, Aaron, of course, Dowlow, Tim, Chris. I had two Chris's. Chris, Nomad, and Joe, Douglas, everybody, Black Sheep, everybody. Raymond, if you're still here, I appreciate all the support that you guys give, and we'll have some more fun in a couple of days, whether it be at 4 p.m. or whether it be at 7:30 in the morning. So, Brock, if you want to say goodbye to everybody, I cut you off short last time. Brock, say
Bye,
goodbye.
everybody.
And I'm going to pull up my outro. And if Richard popped in the last one, Richard, hello, thanks for letting us know everything's doing well. And Richard's mom, I'm glad that everything's
Hi,
okay.
Richard. Hi, Richard's mum.
All right, guys. Take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one.